This is going to be a short video because I need to replace the shifter because the tow haul switch or button simply fell out by itself. So here's the tow haul button and the spring that goes along with it. Unfortunately, you can't get that to go back in. I think the clip inside is broken, so I have to replace this handle piece, and I can reuse these leather pieces, but this inner chrome piece comes with these buttons attached, and I think MSRP is somewhere around $250 or something, but I got it for around, I can't remember, maybe $150, so it's not cheap. But I have my new replacement here. As you can see, the new tow haul button is already attached. I gotta essentially take these pieces off and figure out how to unscrew this so that this can be released from the bar that basically is inserted here at the bottom. So once I figure that out, I should be able to safely attach the new one. So I have no idea if there's a specific way to take these leather pieces off. Not sure if there's a secret way to get it off easier, but I guess it could be attached here and there. So I'm gonna put a little pressure here, and I think right about here, and maybe here at the top. Oh, there we go. Clip. This is a clip, here's a clip, and this also has a little tab on it. Okay. On to the other side. Okay. Man, that one is much more difficult. Not wanting to release itself here. Oh, that didn't sound good. Yeah, looks like the top one broke off. That one was really hard to get off. So if this doesn't go back, that means I'm gonna have to purchase this piece, which is probably gonna be over $100, but yeah. Is there any way that could have been taken off without breaking? I don't know. So now we have a screw here, which should be holding this onto a bar. Looks like it has a screw on both sides. So I'm gonna need my Torx T20. Okay, so that now should be loose from the bar. As you can see, it's already moving up and down. Now, should be attached by these little wires. Now, I was hoping I could just pull this up so that I could reattach, but I'm feeling some resistance here. And I really hope I don't have to take the entire console out. I've done it before, but I feel like, you know, how automotive stuff works, you always have to do a lot more work than you think. And I'm afraid I'm gonna have to do the same here. It isn't just gonna be easy, is it? It's just hanging right there. It's not coming out far enough. So I'm gonna have to take the center console apart and see if I can get my hand in there to unclip that. see if I can unclip this. Disconnected the cabling from the back of the auxiliary switches. This piece here, I think you just pull out, if I remember correctly. Now, this should be able to just pull up on it. I should be able to just lift it over this. So let's see. Yep. There we go with that. So now we pretty much have access to the shifter, but I need to get to the cabling underneath or see what's holding this in. So these wires right here, I can actually see them on the side. There's a clip right here. Not sure what's holding it though. So there's these black clips which are hard to get to. There's one here, one up here, and then of course on this side we've got one here and this one. So once I've had that loose, this kind of moves around, which I think now allows me to get to the cable underneath it a lot easier. So I need this green one, and I think I need this one, which is zip tied, which explains why I couldn't pull it out. So I'm going to detach this one and then this other one here, and should be able to match that up with the colored wires. So I'm going to undo that real quick. Okay, I've got the wires disconnected. This one you have to press in this little tab. On this one though, there was a little bit of a tab on the other piece, and you have to pry up this this right here. So now that that's loose, I should be able to just pull this out. There we go. And with a new, I'll stick these wires in first, and then like that. Okay, let me just reconnect the wires. Okay, so I've got this reattached, and then of course the other wire is right here, this one. So now I should be able to put this back. Make sure the wires are tucked back in, kind of like that. Now I should just be able to press this down, click it back in place. Okay, that's good. Before I put the screws on, I don't want to accidentally drop them into the void, so I'm going to actually put everything back together and reattach everything at the end. Alright, so I've got everything reassembled here, pushed this in, then we put this back, and then the switch panel, and reconnected the cables for that. So now this is still loose, so I gotta make sure this is all the way down, and I have the ability to screw in the screws into the rod that's in there. So I'm gonna grab my screws and I'll tighten those back. Just gonna start these by hand. Alright, so I just barely tighten them. It doesn't have to be very tight at all. Just so that it stays Let's go ahead and put these back on. Of course, the top clips on both of these are broken, so I may have to order 2 new covers, but it looks like it's tight enough at the top. I was worried that because this top clip was broken that it would be loose there, but it's actually no gap, so put this one on. I'm afraid this one here is barely cracked, but it hasn't fallen off yet, so hopefully it won't be loose. Both sides back on, and let's make sure everything's working. Let me just make sure the gear selector works. Good. Let's try the gear selector here. I think you have to put it in drive, and then you see the gears here. If you do minus and plus, that works. Now the tow haul switch. And there's the tow haul mode coming on and off. So alright, everything's working.